What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are watching and listening to the Carmine Davis Show. What the fuck is up? I got my lemon drop. It's been a crazy week. Again, I'm sorry for not tapping in with you guys today, the YouTube family. I recorded a visual for last week's podcast. I just haven't had time to edit it. I've been so busy with music and all that because I do write myself, and I edit and record and engineer and all those things. So, and music is my first priority. Music is my first love. So it kind of comes first. But that's what I've been up to. I'm sorry for keeping you guys waiting. I still love y'all. If you are new to the show, make sure you guys tap in with me. Hit that subscribe button, mash that follow button, rate, review this podcast. I don't do it for my health. For timing purposes, though, we're going to go right into the show. It's been a lot of crazy shit going on, and we don't have a lot of time. I want to start off by saying, one, I believe what my girl Mariah, the scientist, says. Only a fool holds a grudge over old news. And okay, so this first hot topic is from lovebscott.com. Of course, shout out to lovebscott.com. Latto addresses past issues with Nicki Minaj. It's disappointing. You just got to take it to the chin. Latto's opening up about her beef with Nicki Minaj. The Atlanta-based rapper reflected on the feud in a recent interview with Billboard. It's difficult navigating through situations like that because there's a disconnect, Latto told the outlet. I will look at myself as a fan of someone and they will view me as in a whole different light. It's disappointing. You just got to take it on the chin and keep pushing. The drama began back in October when Nicki referenced Latto during a Twitter rant against the Recording Academy. We talked about that on the show here, and I have my viewpoints on that, and I'm not about to draw all that up. We ain't got time, right? So the Queen artist claimed her hit record, Super Freaky Girl, had been submitted in the rap categories, but was being moved to the pop division. Nicki insisted she had no issue with the change as long as the rules were applied consistently. She underscored her point by bringing up Latto's Big Energy single. I have no problem being moved out the rap category as long as we are all being treated fairly, Nicki tweeted. If Super Freaky Girl has to be moved out rap, then so does Big Energy. Anyone who says different is simply a Nicki hater or a troll. We talked about that. I'm going to put it here in a past episode. But naturally, a Twitter beef ensued. Nicki and Latto spent hours trading shots online. Nicki referred to Latto as an entitled Karen, who has mentioned her name in over 100 interviews. Latto said she admired Nicki while growing up and was always showing her love, however, seemingly had a change of heart after the heated Twitter exchange, as she went on to refer to Nicki as Super Freaky Grandma, who was married to an accused sexual predator. She laid her out really, really quickly. And that's that Capricorn in her, probably. We don't like to play around too tough, especially when it comes to arguments. Any Capricorn, tap in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We are going to go straight to the jugular real quick. Let me get you together and send you on your motherfucking way. That's just how we are, right? So the two eventually deleted the tweets. Nicki's Super Freaky Girl failed to secure a single Grammy nomination, while Latto's Big Energy received a nod for Best Melodic Rap Performance, an award that also went to Wait For You by Future, Drake, and Tems. Okay. I don't feel like, I'll take back what I said. I don't feel like she's necessarily holding a grudge, per se. I do feel as though, however, I do feel like she's kind of playing herself by allowing Nicki to be brought up again after she had already showed issue that she doesn't like that she keeps bringing her name up in over 100 interviews. And I love Nicki and I love Latto. This is a Nicki stan account, but I'm not a bard, right? So I'm not delusional about Nicki. Nicki is the queen of rap. We love her. We look up to her. She is awesome. She does work hard, and I think she did what she was saying was fair. And again, we talked about that, not to bring up that old shit again, but I feel like what she was saying was fair. She brought Latto up and gave Latto an opportunity to kind of come in and um, turn it into something else, which I felt like defeated the purpose, which also showed the fact that I feel like Nicki, I feel like two wrongs don't make a right, right? Like Nicki should have been more mindful about bringing in Latto's name up, considering how she already knows in the back of her mind that they're always looking for a reason to attack her or to make her out to be a poor sport. But at the same time, it's not her duty to constantly filter herself out of fear of being labeled some things that she doesn't feel like she is. Do you get what I'm saying? So being a real bitch, I feel like she probably just was just keeping it real. The Twitter exchange was very tacky. I think anytime someone goes back and forth more than twice with somebody, it's just really getting tacky. On Twitter, especially, I think that that's strange. But to bring it up months later in your Billboard interview, I thought was strange. And I do believe, like I said in the previous show, that that beef definitely did more for Latto than it did for Nicki. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about it. Tweet me. I feel that's going to be a new Twitter poll. We haven't done one in a while. Do you feel like the beef with Nicki did more for Latto than it did for Nicki? You know, did it actually come out and make Latto smell like roses in the end? Do you get what I'm saying? That's a new Twitter poll. Tap in with me on twitter.com/Carmine Davis. And make sure you guys follow, subscribe, review this podcast, and follow me on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. Tap in with a bitch. And we're just going to move on. Because I'm just kind of over that. That's a little, it was tacky to me back then, and it's still kind of tacky to me. All right. In fashion news, of course, according to lovebscott.com, again, shout out to Love B. Scott, Tommy Hilfiger claims Russell Simmons told him street kids and rappers wore his clothes to feel rich. Okay, Tommy Hilfiger has Russell Simmons to thank for his popularity amongst the hip-hop community throughout the 90s. There was a time in hip-hop history when you couldn't go anywhere without seeing Tommy Hilfiger. The red, white, and blue stripe design was worn by the who's who of entertainment, from film and television stars to sports icons to hip-hop and R&B's elite. For those who lived through the golden era of the culture, they will recall when Aaliyah was one of the most famous faces of the brand. In a recent interview, Hilfiger discussed Russell Simmons explaining to him why his brand was so popular in hip-hop. It was so powerful, like an infusion of some sort of a drip, says Hillfiger 71. I was so profoundly inspired by Warhol. I started to look at things like the Rolling Stones tongue, the Nike swoosh, the Mercedes-Benz star, the Chanel C's, and the Gucci G's, and I knew I needed my own logo. And in the 1990s, Hilfiger became one of, if not the most successful brands in the U.S., according to the Irish Times. These days, the brand makes more money outside of America. Hilfiger admitted that products flew off the shelves after Aaliyah posed for a Tommy Hilfiger ad. The clothes were very inspired by yachting prep schools, Ivy Leagues in New England, said the designer, where more aristocratic, privileged Americans have lived and summered in Cape Cod, Nantucket, and the Hamptons. It was actually Russell Simmons who really is one who. It was actually Russell Simmons who really is one of the godfathers of hip hop, who said to me that young street kids and rappers wanted to wear the clothes because they wanted to look rich. He did what any good businessman would, and he catered to his new audience. Hilfiger said he focused on street styles because hip-hop loved sports and wanted to be sporting. He added, so then I started doing big logos. But they wanted everything way, way oversized because they were buying sizes that were too large. And so I started just making oversized, and it was a perfect storm. I was dressing Puff Daddy for this tour, his tours. I was dressing Biggie Smalls. I was dressing Tupac. Um, I just can't get over what. Make sure you guys click the link in the description to read that article yourself in the receipt section. I always think about Aaliyah in the Tommy Hilfiger. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think about Destiny's Child and all the R&B girls wearing Tommy Hilfiger. And I remember all the actresses like the Neve Campbells and the Sarah Michelle Gellers and their cute little Tommy Hilfiger outfits, and how at one time like one brand kind of like blended with a whole, it was like a lifestyle. And I can't think of another brand who has done that so well, where it's just like everybody wanted Tommy Hilfiger and they wore it in their own different ways. Do you guys remember a Tommy Hilfiger memory? Leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys had your own Tommy Hilfiger swag, your cousins. I remember my cousins wearing them. When we were growing up, they used to have the the knockoff Tommy Hilfiger. You knew they were fake when you flipped them over and they had that like white stitching or whatever on the inside. But you know, the hood loved it and they wanted it cheaper. And a lot of my cousins did. I'm sure we had some fake Tommy Hilfiger growing up. So let me know your Tommy Hilfiger story below. Leave a comment and tap in with me. Let's move on to the third and final hot topic. Okay, this one is from, of course, lovelyscott.com. Okay, let's just another day, another yay, right? So, according to Lovely Scott, Ye and Adidas reportedly reached an agreement to sell remaining $500 million USD in Yeezy sneakers. Kanye West has reportedly reached some sort of agreement with Adidas following their fallout last year. According to reports, Adidas and Ye have reached a new agreement following the official termination in its partnership with Yeezy. Rumors circulating on the internet and social media are now noticing that the German sportswear brand has carved out a new deal with Ye to sell 500 million US dollars worth of its remaining Yeezy sneakers. Back in October, Ye received heavy backlash after a sense of anti-Semitic comments, leading to Balenciaga parting ways with the controversial artist, the CAA talent agency dropping him, and Good Music no longer being signed to Def Jam. Adidas also had to deal with its partnership as retailers starting pulling Yeezy products, ultimately terminating its partnership with Ye that bolstered its business. Reports of the new agreement between Adidas and Ye come to after news that Adidas would lose up to $1.3 billion in unsold Yeezy sneakers. Though word has surfaced that Adidas plans to spend millions to continue using Yeezy's designs with any branding after parting ways. The new deal is now believed to see the sale of select non-branded Yeezy sneakers with no new designs to be produced. We're going to be, of course, talking about this whole Yeezy thing here on the show, so stay tuned with that. I find Kanye very polarizing. I talk on the show a lot about how I do feel like a lot of the things that he has said and done in the years have been misconstrued, I think, and sometimes it does make sense. But that anti-Semitic and that racist shit that he was doing was crazy. I just really couldn't get jiggy with it. Like, I didn't understand where he was coming from with a lot of things. It just didn't make sense. I didn't really understand how you completely lose touch. And even if these are things that you're thinking about, we have to hold him accountable the same way that I would hold any white man in business. You know, there's like my best friend used to say, there's a kitchen table conversation, and then there's a branded conversation, or a conversation that you have when it comes to business or outside of your own home, right? You don't go around talking about Jews and how white people's lives matter and all that bullshit and getting Candace Owens to sell your fucking shirt. Nowhere is that a good idea. Nowhere. Them shits can be $20, and I'm not wearing any more Yeezys. I don't even know where my Yeezys are. I had like 4 pair or something like that. I don't give a fuck where them hoes are, because he's just gone too damn far. And I do have a Yeezy cap that I wear, but and I have some shades. But I wanted to support him because I did believe that he would be the Black Walt Disney. I understood his thought process about another creative, like a black kid coming out of the hood and wanting to create for the world and make magic happen. And in the process, I feel like Kanye kind of lost sight of those things. I feel like he became very powerful, and I feel like also the people around him began to fail him. I talk about Kanye from I think my first season on. Like he is a hot topic around here because I love Kanye. I genuinely do. Like I look up to Kanye as a hero, more like a fall or troubled hero, because I do believe that Kanye still has a influence on our culture, on me, on any black creative. You know, you can't say that you're a black creative nowadays or a black businessman or anything like or business person without having Kanye somewhere in your thought process or creative, you know what I mean? Like creative conversation. He did change the game and his influence is everywhere, whether it's them bitches, the Kardashians, like they are, I want to say, flankers to the Yeezy brand. You know what I mean? Like, and his success is tangible. It's you know, you can't deny it. Undeniable. And I just hope that Kanye gets better people around him. I hope he gets the help that he deserves. I feel like Kanye needs a real bitch in his life. And I hope that y'all enjoy y'all's discounted Yeezy. This is going to be good because I feel like no matter what, they have so many Yeezys. So if they need $500 million worth of Yeezys to be sold, them bitches going to be like 2 for $20, so. And they're very comfortable shoes. I love them. They're orthopedic and shit. Like, I love them. So hopefully and if you need 13s, y'all can come get the ones somewhere in this house. If you want, hit me up. If you want my Yeezys, you can have them because I don't want to wear them motherfuckers no more. I'm good with my Crocs. And that's the show. I love y'all. Thank you guys for continuing to support me as an artist and a singer. Keep streaming Never Gonna Love Again and the remixes. I have a new remix EP coming out and a new single coming out next month. And I'm excited. I love y'all. I gotta get back to work. See what's happening with y'all. But I do love y'all. And I promise I'm gonna be trying to be around more. I feel like a horrible friend, and I'm sorry. But leave a comment below. Keep subscribing. I plan on growing the channel. I know I need to be consistent if I want y'all to be. So, again, I love y'all